Coach is fine. Who's in? Said that when he talked to us down the field.
That almost sounds like a ball Aaron throat.
The WPIAL asks that all spectators abide by the guidelines for good sportsmanship and proper conduct. That being said, tonight's officials are referee Wayne Mattis, umpire Jerry Jones, head linesman Mike Marshy, line judge Ed Fuller, field judge Patrick Frank, side judge Rob Mance.
Welcome to WPIAL Football 2020 here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network and the Penn Hills Indians Football Network. Tonight, it's the Penn Hills Indians and the Pine Richland Rams in a pivotal WPIAL 5A Northeast Conference showdown. Tonight's game is brought to you by Mr. Water Heater, Premier Medical, You Pull and Pay, Penn Hills Shop and Save, Seton Hill University, Excella Health, United States Air Force Reserve, California University of Pennsylvania, Crees Transportation, Carlow University, Comfort Keepers, and by Trib Total Media. This broadcast is copyright of the Penn Hills Football Network. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of the Penn Hills Football Network is strictly prohibited. A very pleasant good evening to you from UHAS McGinley Stadium in Penn Hills. Along with my broadcast partner, R.J. Licey, I'm Bill Navari. And R.J., tonight, that buzzsaw from the north comes down here to the east to take on the Penn Hills Indians.
Yeah, these Pine Richland Rams coming in, having an extra week. Last week's game against Gateway was postponed Friday morning, a little over 8 hours before the game was supposed to play, due to COVID-19 concerns of a couple players testing positive and couldn't go through with it. And here they are coming in this week against a pivotal Northeast Conference matchup, as you mentioned, both sitting tied for second right now in the standings, technically both 1-0. Winner will go on to tie North Hills for the lead. Loser will be tied for third place with Fox Chapel in the section. So an interesting game, and you mentioned the high-powered team, a historically powerful team in Pine Richland, normally up at the 6A level or Quad A as it used to be back in the day, and now they're in the 5A and coming down to face the Indians.
They were the 6A champions last year in the WPIAL, and they dropped to 5A this season, and everybody in 5A was happy to see that.
Yeah.
Well, more the merrier.
Yeah.
But Pine Richland Rams, they have an incredible offense led by their quarterback, Cole Spencer, throwing the football, a myriad of receivers he goes to, and not only with throwing, but also they're able to run the football as well.
Yeah, you look at Cole Spencer's numbers on the year so far, 36 for 51, 609 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Wide receivers, Eli Jokum leads the way with 7 receptions, 228 yards, 3 scores, and Alex Gochis, 11 receptions, 106 yards, and 2 touchdowns. But you mentioned that rushing attack. Leading the way is Jordan Burns. He has 18 attempts for 121 yards. Doesn't have a score yet, but you got Tristan Taylor right behind him. 16 attempts, 118 yards, and a score. So a plethora of weapons for this Pine Richland offense.
Defensively as well, they have a couple of strong linebackers. Harrison Hayes and the Penn Hills Rays, Miguel Jackson. Both Liberty University commits. So the Indians, not only are they going to have to try to stop the Pine Richland's offense, but they're also going to have to try to get by that Pine Richland defense.
Yeah, it's going to be tough sledding, and it's going to be – this is besides the Woodland Hills game, that was a rivalry game, this is going to be a really big test for Julian Duggar as a freshman quarterback. This is going to use all his skill with his arm talent, his speed, his elusiveness in the backfield that he has shown so far. He's going to be put to the test tonight, and what he does is going to determine how the rest of the offense goes, because if they have to watch out for him, it's going to open up plays for not only the running backs but also for the wide receivers.
Absolutely. Duggar's going to have a nice passing the football, but also that offensive line, not only are they going to have to give him protection against that Pine Richland defense, but they're also going to have to try to open up some holes, because the Indians are definitely going to need to get Dante Pollard, Derek Topek, and Jawan Brown, excuse me, get them running the football so he can help get the pass out to some of his receivers, like Noel Roach, the Akron commit.
Yeah, you look at Roach on the year so far, 8 receptions, 133 yards, 2 touchdowns. Had a big game last week against Kiski. Jaden Duggar, his brother, since the beginning of the year really has faded off, but Noel Roach has really stepped in. This is where Jaden Duggar can come in, flying a little bit under the radar and look for that brother-to-brother connection. But you mentioned the backfield, a plethora of options when you got Dante Pollard, 20 attempts, 162 yards, a score. Derek Topek has 20 attempts, 138 yards, and 2 scores. And then Julian Duggar, he can get it done. If he finds that hole, he's going to take it himself, and he's going to run with it. And he can pick up a lot of yards and can keep this offense moving when a chance is needed for him to pick up the ball and go and do something himself.
Kickoff was scheduled for 7 o'clock. We're now a little after 7. Neither team is on the field at the moment. I'm not sure if that's a TV issue. The CW in the house tonight, as well as KDKA Radio. Big night media-wise, which the reason why we're playing Saturday night is because the CW. And we had a short week because the Indians played last Saturday. Coach wanted that extra day to prepare for Pine Richland, obviously. But then Pine Richland had 2 weeks to prepare for these Indians.
Yes. Well, I mean, we say 2 weeks, but they really had 1 week. They were prepared. They were ready for Gateway, and in the morning of that game gets postponed. So, they might have had